Hey, Will King here, High Cotton Homes. Today we're going to be talking about trim carpenters and why you as a builder should consider bringing them on as an employee and all the benefits of that. So the backstory is when I first got started in the construction business and started building houses, I had a trim carpenter that I thought was exceptional, but he was a subcontractor. And too often we'd be ready for him and couldn't get him because everybody liked to use him, and you know how the story goes. They stay backed up, their schedule's full, and then you're unable to get your houses done. So then you're forced to make the decision of using maybe another sub that's not quite as good to this, and that would just lead to more problems. So one of the first people that I hired ended up being that particular trim carpenter. So I remember being, I guess, really scared to make that move. You know, it was concerning with the amount of salary that we were going to have to pay, and that number scared me and gave me, I guess, sticker shock to make that decision. But I remember sitting down and looking at all the houses we had built in the last 12 months and how we were paying per square foot for trim labor, and then making that, I guess, forward to the next year and making some comparisons there and realizing that we could afford that and that would work for our business. And I will say, hands down, that's been one of the best hires that I've made to date. And that totally changed, I think, the direction of our company and our abilities. And I think we ought to talk about why that's so important. So one thing is, you know, when you have your own in-house carpentry crew, or your own trim carpenters specifically, or really anybody, you've got the ability to make their schedule. So that's one big thing. You know, you don't have to worry about, are they available for my jobs? Because of course they are. They're your employee now. You just have to make sure the challenge then becomes balancing all of your jobs with that particular carpentry crew. So that was a huge benefit immediately of just being able to control our schedules and bounce around if we needed to. If there was a small punch list item, even warranty items, being able to move that crew out there to handle it was a game changer for our company. And I can't recommend that enough. If you have the ability and you have that carpenter that you've identified, make that conversation happen, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. So let's talk about what all trim carpenters do for High Cotton Homes. And I think that's something that I didn't realize how big their job could be until we had them in-house. Now there's things even starting at framing that we bring our carpenters in to do. You know, if we're doing a trimless sheetrock return on windows, our carpenters are there to make sure all the rough openings on our windows are perfect so that when we get ready to go to sheetrock, there's no issues there. They set all my exterior doors. That's a big one for us. No more framers doing that. Our trim carpenters are the one having to troubleshoot them at the end, so it only makes sense that they're the ones setting them in the beginning. Now, when we get into the mechanical phases, we do all the layouts of coffered ceilings and beams so that the electricians know where to put those can lights and know how to rough things in. And that's a simple call to our carpenters to come out, meet with our design team, and lay that out on site. And that made a big difference in not warranty work, but just having to fix things later on, because after you get towards completion, you realize, oh, that light's in the wrong spot, so now we're moving it again, and it's more sheetrock repair. So having our own carpenters on board, even in the mechanical phase, has been so important. And even if we have an interior wall that needs to be moved after framing, that's something that we rely on our in-house carpenters to do for us as well. Now, once we get into the trim phase, obviously there's tons of things, from setting all of our interior doors, all of our trim work, specialty beams, coffered ceilings, porch ceilings, even exterior beams, exterior gable details. The list goes on and on and on of what all they actually perform for us. But I can just tell you, being able to control that for your own company makes all the difference in the world. And that's why we're just very proud to have made that decision. You know, and one crew has now turned into two crews, and we're now looking at bringing on a third crew. All right, so let's talk about the expenses involved in hiring carpentry crews, or hiring any employees for that matter. But for today, we're talking about in-house carpenters. So, you know, that was part of the scary part. Not only were we bringing on the expense of their salary, but we also had to bring on the expense of their truck, of their trailer, of all the tools that they had to have to outfit their trailer. Because at that point, when they come on as an employee, it's not fair to leave them responsible for all their own stuff. So that's part of the move. And honestly, that's one of the benefits that you have to point out to these carpenters as being a part of your team full time, is that they don't have to worry about their truck breaking down or their trailer getting wore out or their saw breaking or even their benefits or even having 40 hours of work this week. So those are all the things that we use to talk to our carpenters about why leaving the subcontracting world and just working for our company full time was a good decision. You know, most cost plus builders are going to be cost plus, say, 10, 15%, maybe even 20%, depending on your market. But one thing you have to remember is that if you're bringing it in-house, you have to build in your margin for that employee rate to be higher than that, because you are offsetting overhead. So you have to look at your numbers and come up with a margin, but somewhere in a 25% margin over the cost of that employee on an hourly rate seems to work best for us. And we can talk a whole nother video just on figuring that number, but that's the basics of how you have to look at what to charge for your in-house carpentry. And it also changes how you estimate that. So instead of looking at it as a per square foot price like you might do with a subcontractor, you have to really factor in time and what it's going to take your guys to self-perform all the things and the whole scope of that particular job. So being a custom home builder and building the level of homes that we do, you know, when you have your own in-house carpentry team, you actually, you know, obviously you have to buy them tools. Being able to really think about the tools they have and help them make decisions and then purchase them for them is a lot of fun, because there's certain tools that you can use that really make a difference in their quality of life on a build site. And so that's one thing that we've really focused on, is trying to outfit them the best that we can and not being scared to make those purchases to have the best tools for the job. So one thing that's been important to us is our brand and our reputation in our community and the areas that we build in. And I think that now one thing that stands out to people when they talk is our finish work inside of a home. You know, and that's the thing about finished carpentry and trim work, is when customers have guests over and family over and parties, all the things that we're self-performing on a trim level, that's the thing that's the part of the house that everybody notices, everybody talks about, whether good or bad. And I think that's the part that makes me so proud to have our own in-house carpentry team. And honestly, it's elevated our level that we're able to deliver because of that. You know, I hate to say perfected, but our guys are really good at what they do. And because we identified that early and made it a huge priority for the company, I think it's really helped in just bringing up our reputation here in our community. So one more thing I want to talk about real fast is the warranty side of your business. Now, you all know as builders that the warranty part of the business can eat you alive. And that's one thing that I don't think any of us really prepared ourselves for when we went into the business on our own. But I will say that having your in-house carpentry crews is one of the best things you can have to handle your warranty work and get you out of some serious pickles. I mean, I've been there over the last 7 years. We've had various warranty things that I've had to rely on my in-house crew to bail me out of, because you know the pains of trying to hire or call a subcontractor back to come right then and help figure out a warranty issue. And even if you have good relationships, they're still busy. They have other schedules and other warranties for other builders. So having your in-house carpentry crew available for your warranty stuff is a game changer. And I think that has definitely helped us manage our warranties better, our warranty claims better, and again, be able to deliver to the clients, our past clients, and make their overall experience better. So guys, if you're watching this video and you really want to elevate the brand of your business and have more control over your job sites, this really is something you should consider doing. And again, I don't regret it for a second. So hopefully you learned a little bit today about in-house trim carpentry, why I did it, and why you should consider doing it as a builder. And just remember, iron sharpens iron, so keep grinding, keep watching these videos, and we'll see you again right here next week.